Anyway, I came to the darshan room. I remember Prabhupada was sitting in the whole room was, it was somebody's apartment that Prabhupada was staying in near the Evanston Temple, Evanston, Illinois. And Prabhupada was sitting on the whole floor was covered with white sheets. Prabhupada was sitting on in front of on the floor on a cushion, low desk, looking very regal. And Tamal Krishna was introducing people to him. And so there's Prabhupada. Tamal was over here, and I was kind of in the back on the opposite side of the room. And Tamal, then he said, and for Srila Prabhupada, and this is your disciple, Badarayana. And he left for some time, but now he's come back and he's surrendering now, today, to join the Devotees Association again, to be with you. So Prabhupada, he was looking at Tamal, he was like, looked at Tamal, and then he very slowly, like in slow motion, picked his head up and was like, and just stared at me for about 3.5 seconds, didn't say a damn thing. And it was mind-blowing, really. It just like saw right through me and all my nonsense, and I was like, okay, I'm staying. So the look that Prabhupada gave me was a resident of the spiritual realm, an aristocrat from the spiritual realm who saw everything about me and accepted me fully for who I was, despite my innumerable faults and bumbling. You know, I'd left the movement. I gave up his association. And so it was simultaneously all-knowing, in that, not all-knowing in the sense all-knowing, he knew everything about me. That's what I got. And all-compassionate, and all-forgiving, but at the same time pregnant with, okay, now you be serious. It was pregnant with that. That it wasn't like, okay, you're off the hook. I forgive you. No, I forgive you now. Get your life back on track. Be serious. That was intense. That was intense. But really, whether I had that or not, it didn't matter, because I was so captivated by the mood at that time was serving Prabhupada in his mission. And Prabhupada was the consummate preacher, you know, this mood of saving the planet and helping conditioned souls whose future was very dark. And, you know, reading Prabhupada's books, being in the association of devotees, going on Sankirtan, experiencing the absolute nectar of being in kirtan, chanting the holy name. It was just deeply transformative for all of us. We were living in a whole other world. It was the spiritual world, but it was fueled by Prabhupada's immense compassion to become pure and give that to others, help them, help me to help them. So it in one sense, although I was fortunate to have that, it didn't really matter. And many devotees that I know who were initiated by Prabhupada, because I was initiated by Prabhupada via a letter, and Satsarup Maharaj did the fire yajna. So, but I didn't need that connection. So that association of Prabhupada is available to everyone. It's available to everyone, and it's through his books, through his, and I think I find so immensely important, having been around for some time, is of course reading Prabhupada's books. I find that I have to read Prabhupada's books every day, even if it's for 5 minutes or hear a lecture. At the same time, I also find that one of the most valuable book or series of books that I've ever read for my devotional life is this memory series that you have done, Siddhanta. I'm not just saying that. And the reason is it gives you very profound glimpses into Prabhupada's mood. Prabhupada acting Krishna consciousness in real time. How did the pure devotee apply the high philosophy in every type of practical situation imaginable? From devotees arguing to conflicting philosophical viewpoints to dealing with somebody that left his movement, to dealing with somebody that was feeling insecure, to dealing with sexual issues, to every imaginable situation, philosophical deviation. And by reading the anecdotes in the Memories series, you really get a glimpse into how do we apply Krishna consciousness in a way that's meaningful. Prabhupada, like I was with Shyama recently, he said, blew my mind all the time that Prabhupada, sometimes in one day he would tell one devotee one thing, and 6 hours later he'd say the exact opposite to another devotee. But it was perfect, perfect. So how do we apply this principle of time and circumstance? Prabhupada was a master of time and circumstance. But we don't really know how that works unless we hear how Prabhupada applied it. And that's what I found so illuminating about these books. I couldn't be in all these places where I never had that type of association with Srila Prabhupada. But you can get all that association in these little anecdotes because they give they don't go deeply into the stories, but they give the essence of how Prabhupada, the things that really stuck out in the early disciples' minds of how Prabhupada acted here, acted there, exposed this person, captured this person's heart, brought this person back. And it was always brilliant, perfect, with perfect philosophy, perfect compassion, sometimes soft like a rose, sometimes stern and hard like a thunderbolt, but always the proper medicine. So this has been, I feel, an invaluable contribution for future generations, and I just want to thank you for that.